My name is Jane, and I'm a 30-year-old worker. Recently, my boyfriend Kevin proposed, and we got married. Kevin was very kind to me when we six and did house chores with me. He has a low-paying job, but he's doing a good job at his work and is well respected. I was hoping that his salary would in the future. We are currently living in a small rental apartment. For me, I would like to buy a canoe with more space. So I'm actually saving money little by little. Kevin, however, is not saving much money. Well, it's inevitable since his salary is already low, but I still feel like he wasted a lot of money. For example, he buys video games without any hesitation and goes out and buys drinks for his juniors. I once warned him about it, but he against by saying, "It's my money, spend it as I like." Well, it is true that we have separate wallets as a couple, and I do spend money on cosmetics and such, so I'm really not denying Kevin's way of using his wallet. However, I do prioritize my savings first and then spend on things when I can afford it. I don't spend it without thinking or getting into a tight spot before payday. Kevin doesn't either. Before we got married, he wasn't as frugal as he is now. Plus, he used to take me out to nice restaurants and give me gifts, and I even felt like that's why he was running out of money. There are other things that have changed between before and after our marriage. It was something like Kevin's view family. Before we got married, we were both independent, and we knew we both had to be independent. We shared the housework and other responsibilities equally. When I was busy working late, he even made dinner for me. But now he leaves everything to me. He doesn't do any housework or any nothing. If I don't do anything, the room get and dirtier. So I have to be the cleaning myself, even when it's the same with cooking too. After marriage, no matter how late you come home from work, he will always prepare something for you. And if he's playing games, he'll put them down as soon as you walk in the door. "I'm hungry. Hurry up and make me to eat." I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to play games, but you're the one cooking. Despite my frustrations, I still love Kevin. It wasn't that he didn't have anything going on in his life, and there was something about him that made me feel attracted to him. So we stayed together, and Kevin would surprise me with gifts on our wedding anniversary or my birthday because we were married. So I felt like we were getting along well as a couple. We have been married for 3 years. I think we are getting along reasons, even though we have some fights here there. But then, with the death of my father-in-law, Jack, cracks began to appear in our marriage. As soon as Jack passed away, my mother-in-law, Mary, started coming over to our house a lot.
It was lonely being alone, so it was nice to have someone next to me, even if we didn't talk that much.
I didn't mind Mary coming over but it was pretty frequent. Mary comes over every weekend. It was hard for me to spend my time with my mother-in-law being there. And Kevin, on the other hand, would his own, leaving me to take care of. I also wanted to go out with my friends, and I got irritated. Then one day, Kevin says to me, "Let condo."
What do you mean all of a sudden?
Well, because, if mom has come visit us frequently, I thought it'd be better to have a place with more. Besides, didn't you want to buy a bigger space too?
Well, yeah, but what about the money?
Well, we can manage if we both pay.
I was actually impressed that Kevin thinking so well of me. I had always been amazed by his ability to make things work out for us as a couple.
Let's go ahead with it.
We then searched for a place that us six would like and still be within our. We found a beautiful and spacious, our little out of our budget, but close station and with good sunlight.
I don't know much about this kind of work, but can you take care of it and sign the contract on my behalf?
Oh,
Fine. You always make me do this thing, don't you?
I didn't really realize the truth behind Kevin's behavior then. I was just so happy about being able to purchase a new home. Thus, we purchased a new condo and lived there. It was really comfortable and just it lifted my spirits. However, about a week after we started there, Kevin said something outraged.
Mom S coming over today.
Although I thought it was a bit of a stretch, I thought, well, we didn't invite our new neighbors over even once since we moved in. So I suggested to Kevin that we could go over and introduce ourselves. Then Kevin says to me that S find too uptight at the beginning, it W hard later on.
Huh? What do you mean?
About what?
What you just said. You mean she's coming to visit you?
Oh, yeah. I meant that she'd live with us.
What do you mean by Hugh? What do you mean? This is my first time hearing this.
Well, yeah, I did just say it now. Why? Is it bad?
Well, it's only natural that you would want to consult with me before making such a decision.
But we have enough room, and plus she can help you with housework.
That's not the point.
Well, she's all alone and I feel bad.
Hey, wait a minute now. How can you be so defiant about this?
As I was getting angry with Kevin, doorbell rang.
Oh, Mom's here.
With that ignoring me, Kevin went front door and invited Mary in.
Welcome home, Mom.
Kevin, it's nice to see you again. Oh, what a nice house. It's so new, clean, and comfortable to live in.
Mary came in with her big luggage. In the end, I had to allow Kevin into living with Mary. After that, living in our new apartment we had bought became completely boring. Mary, who was not concerned with my arrangement of the interior and access in the living room, began to place ornaments in other places. I really didn't like how she decorated because Mary decorated with too many things, and it made it look messy. And there was another problem. Kevin wouldn't try to pay the loan. As I recall, before we bought the house, Kevin suggested that we both should live in it. But when it came time to make the payment, he said, "We can't afford to pay the mortgage on my salary. So Jane, you'll have to take care of it." I say, "That's not what you told me." Kevin would say such things like, "We can't be helped. I thought I could before I bought it." In the end, I was left to take care of everything, including taking care of one loan, the housework, and Mary. What on earth am I working for? It wasn't supposed to be like this to myself. But after something happened which pushed my nerves even more. One day, Kevin called me into the one room.
What happened?
This is the divorce paper.
Huh?
I'm cheating on you, and I want to be with my mistress.
It's too sudden. I don't understand.
Please, I've decided.
What?
I couldn't think straight. Too many things were happening at once, and I wanted to be angry, but I couldn't find the right words.
Please sign it. You probably wouldn't want to be like me.
I certainly could no longer continue a relationship with a man who cheated on me with another woman. I thought to myself that actually this was perfect and signed the divorce papers.
Thanks, Jan. 23 days to complete the house.
Would I now be a complete stranger? I felt weird thinking this. Why did I let myself get carried away and buy a house? Will I have to live alone in this buy from now on? Would I be able to bear the loneliness? I wondered about these points to myself. The next day, when I returned to work, I found that Kevin's belongings had been completely removed, and Mary was still there.
Where's Kevin? And where are his things?
Kevin said that he was going out here and left. As for Kevin's manga and video game, a buyer came and took them all with.
What?
What happened? I heard Kevin say, "I'm decluttering everything once and for all."
I finally knew that I got screwed. Kevin had sold all his belongings and disappeared, leaving Mary alone at home. I rushed to call Kevin, but he had already blocked my calls. I tried to call Kevin's office to get contact information and address, but was told that he had already resigned from his position and no longer had any contact information or his whereabouts. Kevin had planned all of this before. In my room, I saw a note which said, "Take care of my mom. If you kick her, she dies. I'll sue you." I was in a complete shock. Mary also saw his note and was shocked that her own son had abandoned her.
What shall I do from now on?
Even though we're not related, I just can't abandon her. But living together in this house did right too. Was so furious. I was very angry with Kevin for abandoning his own mother and forcing everyone else to suffer so that he could be happy. I was determined to find out where I could hire a professional detective from an agency. I asked them to find him, no matter it would cost. 2 months later, I received a call had located Kevin. It seemed like Kevin was living in an apartment building. I took Mary with me to the room where I lived, and when I pressed the doorbell, Mrs. C answered. "Who are you?" the mistress asks.
I'm Kevin's ex-wife. Oh, but only if that man had the divorce papers. And she is Kevin's biological mother who was left at my house.
What do you mean?
The mistress, Emma, had no idea what was going on.
You have no clue about anything?
We were led to the living room where Emma listened to my whole story. Emma was absolutely horrified. Emma had been informed that Kevin Way and had never been married. And the time when Emma and him started dating coincided with the time that I married him. So he was completely cheating on me this whole time. And as for Mary, he had told Emma that she was already dead.
Oh my God, I'll never forgive him.
I'm so sorry. I really didn't have any idea about all of this. I don't know what to say.
I understand that you really had no idea about all of this, since it was Kevin's fault for false claiming to be single and dating you. Charge him alimony for your part and about Mary.
Indeed, Kevin has a legal obligation to support his own mother. My father knows a lawyer, so I honor take any appropriate action.
Then, at the right time, Kevin came. Or should I say, it wasn't a right call for Kevin to come back.
How did you know?
Kevin, you've been deceiving me all, huh?
No, you're wrong.
We aren't engaged anymore. I will also demand alimony from you, definitely.
What is the best way to get rid of a cold sore?
You can't ever run away now.
You're not my son. You're nothing to go to hell.
This house is under a contract with So. Please leave immediately.
Kevin looked horrified, shook his head no. In the end, Kevin was sued for alimony and child support, and regarding Mary, he had to pay the money for her care in a nursing home. Kevin was in a huge debt due to an incident, and now he has been forced to move into a shabby apartment, working 3 part-time jobs to try and pay off his debts. It's really a nice feeling to be appreciated like this. Mary says that the people at the nursing home seem to be very kind, and she has made some friends. I was lonely living alone in the apartment bought under my own name. So I started sharing a room with a good friend of mine for free. Every day, I enjoy sharing a room with my friends while having a drink in the evening. Well, I am only 30 years old, so I will start dating again when I'm ready. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video.